boards mine, she's a steel river into the light. See through the rails of hope, they never fade for the hills she was built to stay.
Okay, now that the model is out of the box and ready, we will now go over the details, and then we'll go right into putting it on the track for testing, and we'll hook up my grain train to it as I showed you guys in the shorts. But right now, we're going to go over the detail. So, I'm already seeing the hand railings. Up front, we have quite a few good things. Now, one thing I do want to say for the model itself is that this is a expensive model, and it's not something you should normally play with. So on the front, you have the air hoses, coupler, you got the air lines, you got the hand railings, you got the little medical sign right there. You have the windshield. There's even detail and interior. Not sure if you can see that, but there's interior. Now, on this side of the locomotive, there's what's called the high rail. And this is more of like a generator sort of thing. You got the fuel tank on the bottom with the fuel tank gauge. The gauge is right here. Over on this side, there is a metal chain. Not sure if you can see that. There's a small metal chain there. And on the back, it's not the logo of the company, but it's the number of the train, which Athearn, I think, does a good job with. On this side, you have 2 air tanks, plus the fuel tank gauge. You even have a little rear view mirror. On top, you have the horn, and then you have the funnel, or the smokestack. The windshield wipers are also on the front of it. You can see the windshield wipers. You have the nose, you have the hand railings. Not sure if you see that they're the handrails. There's a door on the front here. So that is the model. We will now be testing this locomotive. I didn't really get an idea of how much testing I should really be doing, but we'll find out now. Okay, the train is on. I'm going to turn on my device here. So I do want to go slow with it because there are train cars already on my track. Yeah, that's nice. Nice and smooth. And we'll do reverse. Now, if I'm not mistaken, on the front of the locomotive, the lights do glow, so we will take a look at that right now. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, there's some glowing stuff right there. Here, we'll turn it up all the way from there. Yeah, even the number board's lit up and everything. Now, one thing I do want to share with the locomotive is that I do like the detail and the paint. However, there is also a downside, and it's the curve. I don't know the radius of the locomotive. I think they mentioned it was like an 18 radius. Let's see. The radius, also on the box, it mentions LED lights, and then there's also the locomotive. So it is a CP rail AC44. This is 9517. ATH G31684. That is the kind of locomotive I have currently. I also did want to mention I got a tank car as well. This is custom painted, custom made, but the decals can be found on other train cars. And I looked online. There are many like the Delaware tank car, but it's the road numbers that what make it different. This is by Atlas and Athearn. Without further ado, let's hook up to this grain train that I set up. As you can see, I have a lot of Canada cars. I have the rainbow car there. I have 2 CP rail hoppers, center flow hoppers, 1 CP rail box car, and a CN hopper. Over here we have 2 Saskatchewan cars, an Alberta car, a Santa Fe hopper, and a Sioux Line center flow hopper, a Great Northern hopper. I'm not sure if you can see that. That's a Great Northern. That is a Rochester and Southern hopper, or Genesee, Wyoming, and then Great Western hopper before the 2 Canada cars. So I will hook up the Athearn Genesis to sometimes the cars can sometimes be a little pecky, so I will try my best hooking it up. Trying my best not to get in your view there, but it's kind of hard not to. Okay, I managed to get it hooked up. Now we will run the train, so you'll see it here now. Yeah, look how nice that is. CP rail with CP rail with CP rail with another CP rail, and then you have CN, CP, CP, CN, CP, CP, GW. And then all the other cars that I listed. So you can read those cars. GW, RNS, Great Northern, Sioux Line, Santa Fe, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. So it all really goes according to plan with some of these trains. And here's the locomotive. I decoupled it so that you guys can see it again. But yeah, it is a good locomotive. And I do want to thank a few friends of mine. I want to give a shout out to some of my friends, Phil, Matt, Lacey, and Brian. I want to give a shout out to for signing the box. I do think that was nice of them to do that when I brought it to Fairport yesterday. But that is going to wrap up my video for the Athearn Genesis here. I do also want to go over some of the instructions, that this is not a toy. And these are the parts. These are the parts to the locomotive. And there's even more on this side. You can see that there's even more. So it's all really expensive, and this model isn't cheap. Athearn Genesis locomotives are not cheap whatsoever. Here's another instruction sheet on how to build the locomotive if you're planning to customize it somehow. But really, other than that, that's really all I have for you guys today. Please subscribe, enjoy my channel. Please comment what another locomotive I should review on. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.